Hello, and welcome. This is a video about how to get your first client, any business, any niche. You only need to know three things. Each of them target a different angle. Each of them allow you to reach people in different ways. And I find the best way is doing all three all at the same time, trying to hit that same person in every single one of the niches. It's something called ubiquity. When you're everywhere all at once, all at the same time, people are much more likely to convert, something like 400% more likely to convert. So if you follow these steps, you're all but guaranteed to get your first client in relatively short order. So let's go with step one. Step one is using some sort of automated cold outreach. So we have Apollo here. Apollo is the gold standard for any kind of lead acquisition. So basically, you pay money to this company and they're going to spit out leads for you, right? So you can get 30,000 leads, let's say, for $50 a month. And that's over the year. That's quite a bit of leads. If you want to pay $120, you're going to get, 72,000. So in short, you get a ton of leads for not that much money. And you're saying that out of 72,000 people, you can't close one. Now, you can't reach out to 72,000 people manually. I do recommend calling them if you do have the time, but pair it with something like Instantly. And you pair it with Instantly and bing, bang, boom, you have an automated outreach running in the background for, relatively low cost, roughly $2,000 for an entire year to run both these together. So very low cost, very low barrier to entry, and it's something that is passively working in the background. And so this is what I always say, set up this first. And once you set this up, then you can go focus on everything else. Because now this is in the background, now your hands are free to go do the things that take your active work. But if you want to double down and if you have a little more cash to spend, there is one other place you ought to be going before you do your manual prospecting. And that's going to be the Meta business ads and the Google ads. Depending on what kind of business you have, this can perform different on Meta ads versus Google ads. I find that service-based businesses seem to perform better on Meta ads, ones where you're targeting, let's say, direct customers and whatnot. And I find that some sort of businesses like tools and stuff tend to perform better on Google ads. Like, for instance, 401k Hunter is this company that I founded about finding weak 401k plans to take over financial advisors. And it's seeming to do better on the Meta ads or the Google ads opposed to Meta ads. But, test them both. Google has a good bonus where they'll give you $1,000 for free as long as you spend 500. So that's what I did here. And I'm about to launch that pretty soon. But that's another way to get your first client. And Meta ads is probably the most clients we've gotten is from Meta ads plus cold calling. So people sign up for the app, they don't show up, and then we call them, we bug them until they eventually say yes, or, F off. So that's kind of the system we've used, is that just two-step, continue to follow up, don't stop, and then eventually they either say yes or, leave me alone forever. And then we got also the thing that you want to do once the Meta ads and Apollo are set up. And that's going to be going to different events, networking, meetups, things like that in your community near you. And so Meetup is a great resource for that. So you can see here they have a social hour, a Phoenix Tech meetup, AZ Offline Mixer, Phoenix AI Publishing Blueprint for Entrepreneurs, the Network Exchange, Network for Siena Agave, the Date Night Experience, all these different things. Not all of them are networking, some of them are, but in my experience, this looks pretty fun, actually. In my experience, the best networking is something that doesn't feel like networking at all, right? Something that just feels organic and natural, and you just happen to meet the right person at the right time. Eventbrite, same thing. Different events, these are going to be a little bit more, I would say, commercial on average. They're going to be a little bit more, business oriented opposed to, some random person throwing it on. And then last but not least, we have Claude or any AI tool. And this one is a good cold calling outreach. And so cold calling is also one of your best resources. So you can go ahead and say, help me find 10 local factories with high energy output. And it's going to go ahead and do its triangulation thing. And I'll pause for a second to let it run. Now check this out. It found me 10 companies with heavy motor compressed refrigerator loads rather than just big square footage. So it understands my needs. It does help to train Claude or ChatGPT or whoever you want to talk to a little bit beforehand and to slowly optimize as you go. But basically, it found them, and now all you can do is click on it, call in, ask to be speaking to the decision maker, and you can obviously reference whoever that may be for you, right? For me, it would be whoever handles the power bill for this side company, right, that we got going on. But nonetheless, that's it, guys. This is a bonus one, but, do those 4 things and do them consistently all in one business, and you're guaranteed to make sales. You're guaranteed to make money. Well, not guaranteed. If you really, really suck, then I can't help you, but you're all but guaranteed. Anyways, guys, appreciate your little time. Appreciate your watch. Cheers.